My name is Andy Lefulani, and I am the CEO with Finlight. It's a position that I've held for the past 12, 13 years now. I'm really proud a lot about what we've achieved as Finlight. Basically, Finlight is made of two words: Fin, which stands for finance, and light actually is shortened for literacy, basically. And for the longest time, our focus has been financial literacy. So that's where the name actually comes from. I'm an investment professional, spent a lot of years, about 5 years, not that much. In corporate, I started at Momentum at the learnership for wealth management. And I became a top achiever at that particular time. Young boy from a township called Sebukeng. I remember I actually came with a train, to be assessed for the learnership, and I was fortunate, to find people that are understanding because we get there very late. But when we got there, we were given a chance to write an assessment. I wrote an assessment, did very well on the assessment, and also called for an interview. Probably did well on the interview because I was included in the program. It was a learnership for about a year, and it was exposing me basically to the world of finance, especially wealth management, which is something that I'm passionate about. And from there, I then, grew my career within. I think my assertiveness, my expressive nature helped me to build relationships, and it helped that I became a top achiever in the program as well. Then spent a lot of time within Momentum, and then grew to Rand Merchant Bank Asset Management, where I was an investment administrator. And my last role was at ESCOM Pension and Provident Fund as an investment performance analyst. It's a short career in the corporate world, but this is when I actually realized that I'm actually an entrepreneur. The most dominant attributes that I have, I would say, I'm a creative strategist. I have a lot of creativity. My team will tell you that I always come with new ideas. I'm an innovative person, and I'm a strategist. So I'm all not only coming with ideas, but I'm saying, okay, this is the way that we do it. This is the most effective way that we do it. And I've been applying those creative strategies to help people with their finances, how to handle money. I know that we've launched programs around employee financial wellness, for instance. We used to be branded as Seed of Prosperity, and we go into companies and help them to deal with their employees, mostly that are being over indebted, especially that in the economy like this. We would help employees with financial literacy workshops to understand how emotions actually influence financial behavior, to take them through debt restructuring programs, and just to help them understand themselves, and their relationship with money. We've done exceptionally well with those programs over the years, which we say now it's consumer focused programs. We've gone to the mines and worked in industrial areas, did some beautiful theater around the theme of soccer, for instance, working with some talented actors to actually bring these programs to the level that employees actually understand. So we've developed those relationships with those big corporate companies, with banks, with insurance companies, doing that their consumer education as well. But about 5 years ago, I would say that our financial education actually started focusing on the professional, because we realized that the journey of financial well-being for a consumer doesn't end with the consumer, especially because they are not a professional. You would know that South Africa, for instance, has one of the most complex financial systems in the continent. For instance, Reserve Bank is the oldest in Africa. And our financial systems, the JSE, is one of the top in the world. So we've got a very sophisticated and complicated system that is understood by very few people that are professionals. And it's very sales driven, if I may put it that way, to an extent that a lot of consumers actually didn't trust banks and insurance companies. And there had to be a drive, especially from a legislative and a policy perspective, to say the then FSP, which is now the FSCA, needs to, get companies in the financial sector to commit through the financial sector charter to, educating consumers. But I still say that is not enough, because generally it's been proven that people at a certain economic level don't have the capacity to understand financial literacy, because they're not exposed to certain financial products. So other financial literacy concepts become theory to them until they are exposed. For instance, I mean, we've got a high shortage of housing in South Africa because a lot of people are actually closed out of that system. They're in the periphery, they're in the outskirts, they can't access housing, so they won't be able to understand what is housing practically. So that's something that's far-fetched. Credit cards. I mean, people don't understand credit cards because it's very few people actually have access to that credit card. And so we've got those struggles, and that's why we decided now to say we are going to focus our financial education and we towards professionals, and that's why we started registering with the insurance sector, which is shortened as INSETA. We are now registered for wealth management program NQF 5, and registered also for the long-term insurance NQF level 4. We also have a class of business that is required by the FSCA to be done by professionals. We do RE, for instance, RE1 and RE5 as well for the professionals. And I think the objective and the vision around that is so that we get to groom professionals and help them understand consumers better and to be consumer focused, to be able to, to understand the needs of consumers and be focused on helping them to be wealthy and not only look at their pocket and how to just drive sales targets. So that's just been our focus for the past 5 years, which I'm actually exceptionally happy with the progress that we've made, the kind of professionals that we've groomed over these years. In 2020, for instance, we launched our own internal bursary fund called the Finlight Social Investment Fund, which has done exceptionally well, giving bursaries to people that are needy. Our passion is to go into townships and into rural areas, making sure that young people that don't have access to the financial sector do have access, are exposed to the professions in the financial sector, and they can make a difference in their local economics within the people that they understand, the people that are passionate about, So that is me, and that's what Finlight financial education is all about. We intend to do more of these series, talking about who we are, sharing mostly about our vision and mission, and we hope that you'll journey with us in this program. Shap shap.